Welcome to Pre-Sort Sports, everyone. We are back, and football season is around the corner. Today, as you can see, I'm James Keough.
I'm Justin Trent, as always.
And we have two new additions to the table.
Chaunce.
Max.
All right. So, like I was saying, football season is around the corner. You know what else is around the corner, boys?
Fantasy football.
Exactly. Fantasy is back. The draft is back. It is exciting time for everyone who does fantasy.
Oh, yeah.
And, I decided, a lot of people, there's a lot of different opinions on, what makes a good fantasy team, boys. And I was just trying to see, what do you guys think makes a great fantasy team? Like, what are, like, some key factors?
Players.
Well, no shit, Chance. What are some key factors that you feel that, like, will make your fantasy team the best in your league? We'll start on anyone. Chance, Max, or Justin.
It depends on the league. If you have like a PPR, like a running back who catches a lot of passes, or good wide receivers who get a lot of receptions.
Okay, so we found out who he's going to be drafting now. So I honestly think that, the key to fantasy is consistency.
That's true.
If your players aren't consistent and the numbers aren't consistent throughout the seasons, I wouldn't go get them. For example, let's just talk about the last 4 years here, boys. You wouldn't draft a Drew Brees.
No.
And this is over 4 years. This is not
Unless
obviously...
I had to.
Yeah, unless you had to. You wouldn't go out, even if he's your favorite quarterback, draft a Phillip Rivers.
I mean, the later rounds. I definitely would.
As a backup, maybe, if you have a backup.
2014 maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, back when Drew Brees was throwing for like 5,000 passing yards every season.
But was he in the last 4 years?
97.
2015 wasn't 4 years ago.
No, it was not.
Yeah.
So, stuff like that. I honestly, what I look for in just a fantasy team, if the team, doesn't have the same bye week. That's also a big deal.
That is big.
Yeah. Because then you're like fucked 1 week.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
But it's only that 1 week.
Am I allowed to curse on you?
Yes, yeah. What the fuck, let it fly, bud.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, welcome to the show, Chance. I'm glad to have you. Take a seat.
Well, shit.
No, definitely. And that's a lot of mistakes I see, especially for new upcoming fantasy managers, is that they're like, oh shit, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Tom Brady, Gronk. Let me get them all on my fucking
And then
team.
somehow, there's a team in the AFC who just also has the same bye week, so they got 5 players.
Exactly. And
Bucks defense, Bucks kicker.
Exactly.
They're just playing
Wild.
the whole Bucks team.
Or,
Chiefs.
if you're just a Lions fan, unfortunately you draft nobody from the Lions.
Yeah, that's facts. Every year.
Every year you don't draft anyone from the Lions, and especially this year. Not even Jared Goff.
TJ Hawkinson.
But that's another video. But anyways.
Sleeper.
Yeah, and that's a big problem though. I see a lot of...
Now, when it comes to consistency, right, I don't mind players being, like, consistently inconsistent.
Explain.
I don't mind players being streaky. So if I know that there's a guy and right now he's struggling and he's going through it, I can sit him on my bench until I feel like he's ready to come back. And then maybe he's going to do well, maybe he's not. But I do know that when he is hot, when he does have like a 100-yard receiving game, I can keep him in and he's going to have like 3 or 4 of them back to back to back. And I got somebody who I can consistently rely on until he falls off again.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's true.
Solid bench.
Yeah, solid bench. That's also important too. Don't sleep on your bench. Don't just once you draft your starter just say, oh, fuck the draft. Well, just draft whoever's up next. No, actually, there's a lot of sleepers. And speaking about sleepers...
Tim Tebow.
Exactly.
UDFAs.
Yeah. Speaking about sleepers, what do you boys look into a sleeper? Are you guys the type of... to examine, the last... let's just say it's week 6, okay? And you have 5 games and one of your players got injured, your wide receiver. Are you the type of guy to just look up whatever ESPN gives you the best fantasy, wide receiver available, or are you the actual type of guy to look at the stats? Or you just fuck it, add to my team?
I'm just more of
It all
a
depends.
fuck it guy.
It does depend.
I'm more of a fuck it guy.
Yeah, for me, I look at other teams' fan bases and I say what do they think about this guy?
Okay.
Does this guy have a high ceiling, or did he just blow up that one time and it's like a miracle that he even touched the field?
And ESPN's stroking his dick, and that's why he's number 1 projected.
Well, no, there could be a guy and he consistently gets 40 yards a game, but when you turn on the tape, he's consistently open and his quarterback just doesn't hit him.
Okay.
It's
So,
very sick.
you know, for me, when I also look at if I like the player or not. Like, for example, if I like his name, like,
Very true.
I do that sometimes, because
Carry on Johnson.
Yeah.
Keep calm and carry on.
and I guess that's stupid of me, and that's not very, smart to do if you're trying to win a league. But honestly, like, if I'm sitting there and my flex is hurt, right?
Mhm.
Last year, for example, I had Julian Edelman. I don't know why I drafted him. Don't fucking ask me. I don't know why I trusted the
round?
Patriots. I don't fucking remember, Max. But I drafted him. He got injured. I looked for a slot man, and not a slot man. I looked for a flex, to replace him, and I landed on the one and only Jalen Reagor. And could it be because I'm an Eagles fan? Maybe.
Yes.
But
Yes.
yeah, it is.
100%.
Yeah, but
Yes.
unfortunately he didn't do too good. But I just like the name, Jalen Reagor. Right? They got Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
And, that's what I landed on.
He wasn't good, but you felt good.
Yeah, felt good.
I mean,
about it.
that's kind of why we play.
You feel like a
fantasy.
winner in your heart when you have homers, which is my next
Yeah.
point. Don't be a homer.
Okay. Yeah, don't draft your team.
Yes.
I like
Don't-
the Bucks.
No, not even. Okay,
No,
not even
even.
if you're the Chiefs or the Bucks or whatever. You don't draft your team because that bleeds into rule number 2. Don't have all the same bye week.
Yeah.
And you could just draft everyone on your bye week, and then your bench is completely different.
Unless you're okay with losing 1 week.
yeah,
Completely.
yeah, but even then, it's
I
not
play
great.
Conklin this week, so I can
Oh.
afford to have my whole team.
Oh,
on
okay, a
bye.
little inside
So
joke.
like very,
Yeah,
very
yeah.
worst
bye week.
player in your whole entire.
Yeah, that's what he was getting at, ladies and gentlemen. The worst player to ever play fantasy football.
I called him the
Tyler
bye week.
Conklin. Damn, you guys just.
Yeah, there's always the bye week.
Yeah.
Where they just
And make sure your team is not.
Make sure you're not.
Don't be that guy.
Don't be the bye
Not
week. Do
the bye
everything
week.
in your fucking power just to not make sure you're the bye week.
if you become the bye week, you have to change your name to bye week.
And it's bad. And also, you know what else helps a good fantasy team?
What else?
Regularly checking on your team.
Always.
Regularly.
That's my
Regularly.
problem.
Now, yes,
That is
and
my
that's a lot of people's problem. It's not just Max. Hey, everyone's busy. Everyone's
I don't
doing
care if you're
shit.
driving. Check it.
No, well, maybe not that. Maybe not that. But like, there's so many players, and this could be like the bye week player. If you check your team Sunday morning before Sunday football starts,
Pretty bad.
you're losing.
Pretty bad.
You're losing at life.
Pretty
You're
bad.
losing at fantasy. And you got to check it. My days, I check it Tuesday to see if I won. Wednesday, I skip Thursday because I set up Wednesday for Thursday night football. I skip Friday, and I do a Saturday on to Sunday. It's a hobby.
And then there's game time decisions too. So like, you got to get on.
You gotta
Exactly.
Get on
Morning.
Oh yeah.
Gotta get on
Just to
the
make
bench,
sure.
too.
I'm telling you now, fucking what's his face? God, I can't think of his name now. But every week he was a game time decision, and I sat him every week. And then this is a little off topic here, but I feel like, is it just me or is it like whenever like I'm debating on a player?
The baby,
No,
Let's go.
debating on a player, right? The player I don't pick always gets the most points. And I don't
That's
know.
how it works.
Yeah.
That's how.
That's how it works.
And don't get discouraged.
Like the 1 week you benched Nelson Aguilar and
He drops 30.
pops off. It's like, come on, Nelson.
Yeah, Nelson, Jesus Christ, no hands, Nelson. But yeah, that's I'm just glad. That's another thing too. Trust your gut. I feel like that's another key to fantasy. Trust your gut, and at times your gut.
You're
will
gonna be
wrong.
dead wrong.
You're gonna be so wrong.
completely.
You're gonna be fucking
Completely
terrible.
wrong.
But you know what? That's the
But
fun
hey.
about fantasy.
You did it. It was your fault.
Yeah.
You were the reason why you lost.
Just
You
don't
were
come
put-
in last.
Yes, don't
Another
come
not
in.
another
last.
important rule about fantasy: take responsibility for your own actions.
What is rule 8? Take responsibility for your own actions.
Like if you
Yes.
lose,
If
Yeah.
you, don't be blaming it on your fucking player that you could have put in because you could have put
you
in.
could have put him in.
Or your matchups.
Yeah.
You can't pick your matchups.
Yeah, I don't even care if you're getting the
I
most
feel like we're
points
adding
against.
everyone right now.
No, but hey, this is talking about just everyone in general though too.
Yeah.
This is not just specific people that we know. That just teams might get blown out during the week. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Your team still stinks. You know?
Whatever tip number this is, always note: name brand players have so much trade value.
Oh yes,
If you
trades.
pick up a player who's a big name player, who isn't really performing as well,
Absolutely.
I guarantee you can go around your league
and
and
find
still ship him off somewhere
Example.
based
some
on his name.
cocksucker who
Julio
doesn't even-
Jones.
Julio
Jones.
Jones.
Last year, I was the victim of trading for
Trade
Julio
rate.
Jones, and he
Who'd
completely.
you trade for?
Derrick Henry for
Nah,
Julio
no.
Jones.
Derrick Henry for Julio Jones. You heard that?
Listen.
One of the
Listen,
top
listen.
running backs in the league for a washed up wide receiver.
No, listen. It was week 6. Derrick Henry was, top 15 back, but Julio Jones was, top 5. I made the mistake of assuming that Julio Jones, which he never does, is carry out the whole season without an injury.
Yep.
And the week I drafted him, his back left hamstring fucked me over and my whole season.
Yeah, so don't
think
be
Derrick Henry
don't
was
be
in
that
top
trade
5.
dude. Don't be that. Definitely agree with Justin. I agree with Justin. Don't be that guy who just accepts the trades just because they have a big name, like Saquon Barkley. Don't accept the trade with him
That ACL is
if his
nice.
ACL is fucking about to fly off his knee.
Yeah.
We can't have that. And I feel like we're missing the most important rule here, everyone.
Have fun.
Exactly.
Yes.
Have fun. You're either doing this with your buddies, doing it for money,
You can do it with randoms.
or randoms. Just have fun. Enjoy it. Because there's nothing like, I feel like fantasy, and this is really like not talked about as much, but fantasy football makes you love football more because the Jacksonville Jaguars with James Robinson, you're fucking 6,000 miles away from Jacksonville. You live in California. You're not going to be rooting for the
You
Jacksonville
could care
Jaguars.
less about the
Yeah,
Jaguars.
makes you want to watch the Browns.
But if you have James Robinson on your fantasy league, you're hoping he runs for 7,000 yards in one game and maybe 8
It gets you more
touchdowns.
invested in the game.
Exactly. And you know what?
makes you want to watch the Eagles with Jalen Rager.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even though I am an Eagles fan.
It makes you want to watch the Lions.
Yeah, the
TJ
Lions, the
Hawkinson.
Detroit
I mean, not
Lions.
really, but you gotta check fantasy.
Yeah, the
right?
Lions getting blown out by 50. Yeah, that makes you
how
want to
much-
watch that.
But how much does DeAndre Swift get?
Anyways, but those are at least our keys to fantasy football.
However many there were, we lost track.
Maybe like 10.
And if you agree with some of the keys, and if you don't, hey, leave a comment.
Let us know how you
Let
feel.
us know. Tell us if we're
Let
stupid.
Let us know your sleepers.
Yes, and that will be coming in.
I can't
a
say
further
because
video.
I'm in a league with all of them.
Oh, yeah.
but-
You don't want to
we're
tell
all in a league,
we don't want to
so
tell our
I'm
secrets.
But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you guys learned something from our keys in fantasy. And remember, boys, be safe and have fun.
I've been your host, Justin Trent,
And James Keough.
Max Barrow.
Chance Jenkins.
and have a good one.
Till next time.